Hi guys, it's been a while. I've been a bit MIA because I got married, and then I went on my honeymoon, and now unfortunately I have quite a bad chest infection which has kept me away. So my apologies if you do hear me coughing a bit. I'll try to keep it to a minimum, but yes, that's the reason why I haven't been able to see you guys for a little while, but I'm really happy to be back and to be sharing some more knowledge and info with you guys. As always, if you've got anything that you want to know about headaches or migraines, drop a comment below. Let me know, because I always want to know what's important to you so that we can be sharing that knowledge and information with you. But today we're talking about immunity, your immune system, colds, headaches, migraines, and how they all interrelate together, which is particularly relevant to myself at the moment, and I'm going to be using myself as a bit of a case study to highlight how important this stuff is. So, hi, I'm Dr. Beth, osteopath here at Melbourne Headache Solutions, but I am coming to you at the moment from my living room because, as I said, I have a chest infection at the moment, which has been particularly annoying, prolonged, and relatively severe. So basically, I've been spending the last week or more on my couch and in bed, not really doing very much, not being able to move very much, or else it sets off a coughing attack. I've had to lie down for a majority of the time, so lots of fluids and lots of rest. Basically, with a lot of people in Australia, particularly Victoria, and other places in the world where we have been isolating from one another, wearing masks, and that using a lot of hand sanitizer, as I said, basically just staying away from each other, then there's been a decreased incidence of colds and flus, which has been really nice if you've experienced this. Over the last year, I haven't experienced a cold or a flu so much as a sniffle, and it's been fantastic. It's been great. And for people that I know that have got children, then there's been less incidences of colds or sniffles and those sorts of things in childcare. And that which means that they haven't been bringing those colds home to their parents. Basically everybody's immune system has taken a bit of a break. But that means that now, see my cat in the background. But that means that now that colds and flus are starting to resurface, because our immune system took a bit of a break, means that people are kind of getting hit harder and longer with their colds and their flus. Okay, so don't be surprised if when you get your first cold, if you haven't already had it, if it lasts for longer or if it's a bit more severe, then you have had colds and flus in the past. And through speaking to some doctors, then they do say, and they agree with me, that basically it's because our immune system is a bit decreased at the moment, that we do actually need a regular exposure to like colds and flus and bugs and germs, and that for our immune system to stay strong and healthy. But as I said, I did kind of enjoy the break from colds and sniffles like throughout the past year. So basically, how do colds and flus really relate to headaches and migraines? Well, if you're experiencing headaches and migraines, then when you get a cold or a flu, one of the most common symptoms of a cold or a flu is to get a headache or a migraine. Most commonly a headache though. But if you're a migrainer, then it's quite common for a cold or a flu to actually set off a migraine attack. So basically, if you already have headaches or if you already have migraines, and then you add the cold headache or the symptoms of a cold or a flu on top of having migraine attacks, then it tends to make them more severe or more frequent, which can be very frustrating. If you already have a headache and then you add a headache on top of that, then it makes it usually more intense, or as I said, more frequent, which can be rather frustrating. So a couple of things that you can do in terms of your headaches and your migraines. One is, at the moment, we want to be making sure that our immune system is supported as possible. So doing things like taking immune system support supplements, so things like vitamin A, E, D, and C, they're all really good, making sure that you're supported in terms of zinc and iron. Echinacea is also a really good supplement in terms of helping to boost the immune system. As always, when it comes time for taking supplements, you do want to make sure that they're not contraindicated for you and any medications that you might be taking. So before starting anything, just make sure that it's a-okay with your pharmacist. And that it doesn't mean that you need to take all of these things. Some of these things might be better for you, and it might be a better combination, or one of these things might be appropriate. So again, maybe just have a chat to the pharmacist and see what they might recommend for you and your situation. But all of these things that I just mentioned, so vitamin A, E, D, C, iron, zinc, and echinacea, they're all quite good supplements to help boost the immune system, and they all interrelate and help to support the immune system through there. When it comes time for colds and flus, if you do actually have one, then like myself, you do actually end up spending a lot of time resting and more time lying down or sitting down to help support yourself and recover. So when this happens, then you tend to be more stagnant than usual. So I know for myself, then I basically spent all day lying down, which is something that I wouldn't usually be doing. This means that everything stiffens up. Okay, so your neck gets stiff, your back gets stiff. I've been coughing a hell of a lot. I'm surprised I haven't coughed yet, so fingers crossed it keeps going this way for the rest of the video. So as I said, everything just stiffens up and tightens up. So because we know that the top three joints of the neck are significantly implicated in headaches and migraines, if your neck stiffens up too much, either in regards to coughing or sneezing or lying down and resting and just being too stagnant, then it means you're going to see an increased number of headaches and migraines as well, or an increased intensity in headaches and migraines. So you just want to make sure that you're keeping that moving, okay, on a regular basis, either by doing things like neck circles, doing some gentle stretching. For myself, I've been doing some regular work on myself, so doing some gentle massage on through the back of my neck when it's been getting stiff, making sure that when I've been lying down, I'm in an ergonomic posture, making sure that when I move to the couch and I lie down, that I'm taking my pillow with me, like, my great pillow that I know that works for me. I'm not getting into weird and wonderful positions, and that using some anti-inflammatory gel on the back of my neck. So I use Voltaren, but that's my choice of gel, just to make sure that things aren't getting too stiff and too tight through there, to see an increased incidence of headaches, because we don't want that. Okay, so other things as well is if you're particularly blocked up in through the face, you're very sinusy, your nose is blocked, and you can just feel pressure in through the face. You can do some massage through your face. So you go over the eyebrows and just underneath the eyebrow here, in through the corner. And if it's particularly tender, it means that you found a good spot. So you can massage through there, obviously doing both sides. Then you can come down across the cheek. And again, if it feels puffy or if it feels tender, you've found some good spots, and it's helping to release the mucus in through your sinuses. You can come down through here because you've got lymph nodes, and we want to help to release lymph nodes. Coming under the chin, around here, again helping to release lymph nodes. And then you come down the SCM muscles, so these muscles are down here, again filled with lymph nodes, and we're helping to drain the face. So that's the last thing that you want to do. So go from the top and work down. That will help to release the face. Okay, so do everything through there. Basically, if it's painful, if it's tender, then work on it until you feel like there's been a change in the tenderness. If it's not particularly tender in through there, then maybe you don't have to work that spot for quite as long. Okay. And then also, if you've been coughing quite a lot like I have, then you want to be making sure that your upper body, so your thoracic spine, so your mid-back, stays mobile, stays open. And that if you get too much stiffness in through your upper back, then it can transfer up into your neck, and then you can also see an increase in headaches and migraines, and also you'll feel a lot more discomfort, and also you can just feel a lot more tightness. And if you are particularly tight in through your thoracic spine and also your ribs, then it can also increase you're coughing, and also, as I said, discomfort in through that general area as well. So you want to help try to release that area. So particularly by doing twists, gentle twists, so rotation through the spine, but you can also do some things like cat-cow, so being on like, you know, hands and knees and arching your chest backwards and forwards, those sorts of things as well. But particularly rotations, stretching out your pecs as well, because those get particularly tight when you've been coughing, and also just when you've been resting for a long period of time as well, your thoracic spine can get quite stiff. So all those things should help mitigate or try to decrease how a cold or a flu can impact your headaches and your migraines. But we are seeing an increased incidence, particularly in Victoria and Melbourne, of colds and flus at the moment, because we're going back to a more normal state post-COVID, and that which is a good, it's a good thing that we're going back to a more normal state. But we will see an increase in like colds and flus, because we're not staying isolated or separated away from one another, and that's so. As I said, if you do see that you're when you do get a cold, it is slightly more severe than it was the last time you had a cold, don't be surprised, and don't be surprised if you do get like, you know, a headache or a migraine with it, and that, because this is actually quite normal, it's quite common, and that, but once you're feeling better from your cold, then your headaches and your migraines should decrease with that. Okay, it should return back to the state that you were beforehand. Okay, don't forget to keep up your fluids, and also when you are sick, then sometimes you reach for like comfort food, you reach for junk food, but this can actually stir up your system, and so you want to be reaching still for your regular foods or your healthy foods to help to support your immune system, but also your general body system as well. So don't forget to be eating well as well. Hopefully this helps you navigate through cold and flus, and if you have any questions, please let me know. But it's been lovely to see you guys again, talk to you guys again, and hopefully the next time that I speak to you, I myself won't be sick, but I will certainly be doing everything that I've just told you now. It's been lovely chatting to you, and I will catch you again soon. Thanks guys, bye.